Namaste, Jai Bharat. The questions of heaven and hell, which of course in Bharat, in Sanskrit, is Swarga Naraka. But I am not going to use that terminology of Swarga Naraka. I will keep talking about heaven and hell. But for us in Bharat, heaven and hell really do not have ontological existence. Many people all over the world take it for granted that the heaven and hell, they have ontological existence, which means they think it's real. Some religions are very interestingly making beautiful promises of a life after death in heaven and very serious threats of punishment of a life after death in hell. These two are two instruments in their hands to make their religion formidable and an instrument to control and keep the people under their spell. Of course, this is a kind of magical spell. Interestingly, for some religion, whatever is forbidden on earth, that is, whatever is forbidden in this life, is permitted in abundance after death. No one thinks that this is a bloody contradiction. Whatever is forbidden now is permitted posthumously after you die and go to the place called as heaven, and they really do believe that they have ontological existence posthumously, which is a contradiction in terms with the available things that we understand and know. But Bharat, we have understood heaven and hell in an entirely different manner. If at all someone speaks about an ontological heaven or hell, both are not meant for human beings in any case and under any situations. Heaven is supposed to be a place where the deities are supposed to exist, and the deities are not eternal and infinite. They are not eternal, but then they keep their life getting extended. And in any case, we don't have a linearly progressing time concept. Our concept of time is cyclical. The whole cosmos comes to a standstill and it gets recreated and goes on. This is a kind of cyclical concept we have, and someone can look at it and understand it for himself. That appears to be more sensibly scientific. So, concept of hell, heaven, though it's there, they are not at all in the ontological sense of the term. Now, there are many ways, many doors to say. See, in every civilization we have parables. In every civilization there are proverbs. In every civilization there are golden sayings, which comes through from generation to generation, mostly at verbatim and continues. Maybe with some kind of improvisations from time to time. Nonetheless, see, in one point, at some point in time, in a Bharatiya thought pattern thinking tradition, they talk about 3 doors to hell. 3 doors to hell. That is Kama, Lobha, and Atimoha. 3. Kama, Lobha. Let's focus about this kind of things. That desire. Kama, of course, means desire in Sanskrit. Desire for earthly objects, of course. Earthly objects. If you have a desire to transcendence, it changes dimensions. That becomes a different kind of desire. But when you have desires for earthly objects, that's one of your door. You will be in hell. And you have that craze or craving for things during your life, earthly things, then that's another door to hell. Then all such mundane aspirations can be another door to hell. Now, the Purushartha speak about Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. That Kama is the Kama spoken here. And the Lobha, uncontrolled desire. Let me talk about how this is functionally explaining hell. If you have this attachment to things, every time you have attachment and involvement with earthly kinds of pleasures, sensory pleasures, it means. Every time you have that, that immediately brings serious disappointments, because when you're in possession of this sensuous sensational pleasure, you also have a threat attached and associated with the possession of losing it, because this is not permanent. You have to continuously strain yourselves to keep holding on it, and every time you have this inbuilt implied fear, you may get these things, you may lose this thing. Now, someone is very fond of wealth, he's immensely wealthy, he keeps all the wealth to himself, but he has this implicit fear in his mind that I may lose this, and that fear makes him absolutely restless and can't, in all likelihood, he just can't have a good night's sleep. So these are the doors to hell. See, which means very clearly that hell does not have an ontological existence. These are doors to hell which simply means you're going to make your life hell with your involvements in all those things. So this is the kind of philosophical approach and talk which is relevant and needed. You are making your life hell through these doors open to you. They talk about desire to objects and that craze for objects. They haven't explicitly spoke about attachment. Yes, of course, attachment brings miseries. Attachment brings miseries. One of the interestingly, I'll just mention this to us before concluding. Attachments brings miseries. One of the serious attachment and the sorrow resulting from that is shown in Ramayana. That is putra dukkha. Please underline putra dukkha, which means the grief, sorrows getting from your son. Putra means son, dukkha means grief, sorrow, whatever it is, an intense sorrow. When you expect your son to be in such kind of states, or when you expect your son to be in such and such state, flourishing, whatever, and when your son disappoints you in whatever manner, that creates putra dukkha, and that grief is seriously and dangerously intense. That one suffering alone is sufficient to make your life hell. And this happens from attachment. It's very difficult to practice detachment when it comes to siblings. It's very difficult to become detached with your offsprings. You may even get detached with other earthly things, but then this is very emotional and sensitive to you. Many great people have done follies and mistakes just because of their children, offspring's requirement. Knowingly committing mistakes. Many great people. Look at the history, you'll find plenty. If it is recorded. Otherwise also you can find it. So that one attachment to disappointment, that's disappointment arising out of an intense attachment, is sufficient to demonstrate that attachments brings all kinds of miseries, which makes your life hell in this life itself. So don't think about even an ontological hell. Similarly, if you live righteously, let me borrow the word from Bible. If you live righteously, in Bharat the equivalent term should be dharma. If you live in a dharmic manner, then your life should be something like heaven. So, just to conclude, both heaven and hell do not really have ontological existence. Don't look for it. Make your own life heaven through in which are possible. Righteous ways you mean, dharmic ways you mean, and don't make your life hell. There are many doors in front of you. One or two I've just mentioned. Very many doors open in front of you which will lead you to hell, that will make your life hell. Why should you? For short-sightedness, short-time happiness, don't go after it. So really, life in our Heaven and hell are right here, right inside you, right in your life. They don't have objective existence. They do not have ontological existence as the religions preach. Don't make your life hell, try to make your life heaven. So both are there, but within you. We'll meet again with some other thought. Till then, Namaste, Jai Bharat, Jai Sri Ram.